Where are we? Deuteronomy 7, reading from the commentary and translation of Targum Jonathan ben Uziel, Yonasan ben Uziel. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land to which thou wilt come to possess it, and he will make many peoples to go out from before thee, the Hittites, Girgashites, Amorites, Canaanites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites, 7 nations more numerous and strong than thou, and the Lord your God will deliver them up before you. Then shall you blot them out and utterly consume them by the curse of the Lord. You shall strike no covenant with them, nor have pity upon them. You shall not intermarry with them. Your daughters shall not be given to their sons, nor take their daughters for your sons. For whoever married with them is as if he made marriage with their idols. For their daughters will lead your sons away from my worship to serve the idols of the Gentiles. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and he will destroy you suddenly. But this shall you do to them. You shall destroy their altars, break their statues in pieces, cut down their groves for worship, and burn the images of their idols with fire. For you shall be a holy people before the Lord your God, as the Lord your God hath taken pleasure in you, that you may be a people more beloved before him than all the peoples who are on the face of the earth. Not because you are more excellent than all the other peoples hath the Lord had pleasure in you and chosen you, but because you are poor in spirit and more humble than all the nations. Therefore, because the Lord had mercy on you and would keep the covenant he had sworn with your fathers, he led you out free with a mighty hand and redeemed you from the house of the affliction of slaves, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Mitzrayim, Egypt. Know, therefore, that the Lord your God is a judge, strong and faithful, keeping covenant and mercy with them who love him and keep his commandments unto 1,000 generations. And who repayeth to them who hate him the reward of their good works in this world, to destroy them for their evil works in the world to come. Neither delayeth he to reward his enemies, but while they are alive in this world he payeth them their recompense. Observe therefore the mandates, the statutes and judgments which I command you to perform them. If you receive these judgments and observe and perform them, then will the Lord your God keep with you the covenant and the loving kindness which he sware to your fathers. And he will love, bless, and multiply you, and will bless the children of your wombs, the fruit of your ground, your corn, wine, and oil, the herds of your oxen and the flocks of your sheep, on the land which he sware to your fathers to give you. More blessed will you be than all the peoples. There shall be not amongst you barren men or women, nor thy cattle be wanting in wool or milk or offspring. And the Lord will put away from thee all the diseases and evil plagues that he sent upon Mitzrayim, Egypt, which thou hast known. He will not put them upon you, but will send them forth upon your enemies. And thou shalt consume all the nations which the Lord thy God giveth up to thee. Thine eye shall not spare them, nor their idols, because they will be a stumbling block to thee. Neither say in thy heart, these nations are greater and stronger than I am. How shall I be able to drive them out? Be not afraid of them. Remember the work of power which the Lord thy God wrought upon Pharaoh and all the Mitzrayim, all the Egyptians. The great miracles which thou didst see with thine eyes, the signs and wonders, the strength of the mighty hand, and the victory of the uplifted arm, when the Lord your God led you out free, so will the Lord your God do unto all the peoples before whom thou art afraid. Moreover, the Lord your God will send the plague of biting hornets among you, until they who have remained shall perish and disappear before you. Therefore, be not downbroken before them, for the Shekhinah of the Lord your God is amongst you, the great and fearful God. But the Lord your God will make these nations depart from before thee by little and little. You may not destroy them at once, lest the beasts of the field multiply against you when they have come to devour their carcasses. But the Lord your God will give them up before you, and will trouble them with great trouble until they shall be consumed. And he will deliver their kings into your hands, and you shall destroy their names from remembrance under the whole heavens. Not a man shall stand before you until you have destroyed them. You shall burn their images with fire, nor desire the silver and gold that may be upon them, nor take them, lest through them you offend, for they are an abomination before the Lord your God. Neither may you bring their abominable idols or their service vessels into your houses, that you may not be accursed as they, but you shall utterly loathe them as loathsome reptile, and abhor them altogether, because they are accursed. Every commandment which I command you this day observe ye to do, that you may live and multiply and go in and inherit the land which the Lord sware to your fathers. And remember all the way by which the Lord your God had led you these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble you and to try you, to know whether you will keep his commandments or not. And he humbled thee and let thee hunger, and fed thee with the manna which thou knewest not, nor thy fathers had known, that he might make thee to know that man liveth not by bread only, but by all that is created by the word of the Lord does man live. Your raiment has not waxen old upon your bodies. Your raiment has not waxen old upon your bodies, and your feet have not gone without covering these 40 years. Our clothing and our shoes grew with us in the desert, and they didn't wear out. But you know with the thoughts of your hearts that as a man regardeth his child, so the Lord your God has regarded you. Keep therefore the commandments of the Lord your God, to walk in the ways that are right before him, and to fear him. For the Lord your God bringeth you into a land whose fruits are celebrated, a land whose streams flow in clear waters, from sweet fountain springs, and depths that dry not up, issuing forth among the vales and mountains. A land producing wheat and barley, and growing vines from which come out wine sweet and ripe. A land which yields figs and pomegranates. A land whose olive trees make oil, and whose palms give honey. A land where without poverty you may eat bread and want nothing. A land whose sages will enact decrees unalloyed as iron, and whose disciples will propound questions weighty as brass. Because the air of Israel makes one wise also. Be mindful, therefore, in the time when you will have eaten and are satisfied, that you render thanksgiving and blessing before the Lord your God for all the fruit of the goodly land which he has given you. Lest you forget the fear of the Lord your God, and keep not his commandments, his judgments, and his statutes, which I command you this day. Lest when you shall have eaten and are satisfied, and you have builded pleasant houses to dwell in, and your oxen and sheep are multiplied, and silver and gold are increased to you, and all things you have are multiplied, your heart be lifted up, and you forget the fear of the Lord your God, who brought you out free from the land of Mitzrayim, from the house of affliction of slaves, who led thee in mercy through that great and fearful desert, a place abounding in burning serpents and scorpions with stings, a place where there is thirst but no water, but where he brought thee forth water out of the hard rock, and fed thee in the desert with manna which thy fathers knew not, to humble thee and prove thee, that he may do thee good in thine end. Beware that you say not in your heart, our strength and the might of our hands have obtained us all these riches. This is the verse we're going to come back to, okay? Beware that you say not in your heart, our strength and the might of our hands have obtained us all these riches. But remember the Lord your God, for he it is who giveth the counsel whereby to get wealth, that he may confirm the covenant which he sware to your fathers at the time of this day. For it shall be that if you forget the fear of the Lord your God, and go after the idols of the Gentiles, and to serve and worship them, I testify against you this day, you will surely perish. As the peoples which the Lord your God disperse before you, so will you perish, because you are not obedient to the word of the Lord your God. So what's the concern? The concern is that we're going to say in our hearts, it's our strength, the Zionist army, the secular Zionist IDF, it's our strength and the might of our hands. We obtained all these riches. That's the concern. That's the concern. That's the concern. What do the commentaries have to say? What's this chayil, this wealth? Compared to the word chelam, their wealth in and leave their wealth to others in Psalms. Chelam refers to that which they acquired by their efforts and strength. Okay, so we get wealthy, we get blessed, and then we say, oh, we did it. It's our IDF. We rescue hostages. We kill the evil people. We did it. We're protecting the Jewish people. Where? We, us. We rescued the Ethiopian Jews. We think, oh, the Mossad. It's not us. It's not the Mossad. It's not the secular Zionists. It's nothing. It's all God. I'm just going to search really quickly if there's any other commentaries that are in English. Here we have. And you will say in your heart, my strength and the power of my hand, etc. Moses says that possibly your arrogance will become such that you ascribe your affluence to your horoscope. The word kochi, my strength, would refer to influences from outer space, astrological in nature. The word otzim yadi would refer to subterrestrial influences, demons resident below the earth. Wow, who is this from? This is wild. I never ever heard such a thing, ever. Rabbeinu Bachya. And you will say in your heart, my strength and the power of my hand. You will say maybe your heart will be raised up when you will see the good, abundant influence that comes to you. And you're going to say, this is from my influence, my constellation. And you're going to say in your heart, it's my strength. What's the strength? What's strength? The strength of the mazal, the flow, the constellations above. That you're going to think that maybe the constellations to Israel and the strength of my hand below made me this strength. Interesting. Again, we're just scanning for more English. Okay, and you will say in your heart, my power and the might of my hand made me these riches. Okay, you get the point, right? Thanks for watching. We're here to... The point is very clear. Don't ever fall for this trap that it's the Zionist power, it's the government, Bibi Netanyahu. No, Bibi is not the Messiah. The government is not here to save us. The government is the one that forced Corona upon us. You see, every government across every nation, across the entire world, they all had one policy during Corona. And that should point you to the obvious fact. There's no independent governments. Even if they fight each other openly, in private, they're all on the same team. They're all with Agenda 2025, Agenda 30. They're all on the same team. They all want lockdowns and take away your rights and your guns and vaccinate us and spray. They spray. Every country around the world sprays chemicals in the sky. Everyone's in denial about it. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Dude, they all spray chemtrails. Every country sprays chemtrails pretty much. They all spray chemtrails. They all force you to keep 2 meters away from the next guy, wear a mask, get a vaccine. And you're going to tell me they're not all in one mind? Obviously, they're all in cahoots. So to think that one government is saving you from another government, first of all, you're retarded. But second of all, you're going against the Bible. The Bible says straight out, do not think it's my own power, my own constellation, my own higher soul, my own power. It's not my own power that saves me. It's God Almighty himself that saves me because he loves me and he treats me as a man treats his own child. Okay? So thank you very much for watching. Listen, y'all, I can only do this when I'm in the right mental state. So if you appreciate me, what I'm doing, you like to watch my videos on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, wherever you're seeing this, please reach out and support me. A like helps me. It goes a long way. Most of my videos, you can see it says like 3 views and no likes. Why did no one like my video? 3 people watched it, no one gave me a like. Why not? So a like goes a long way. It shows me and it shows other people that someone's watching and likes my videos. A comment goes a long way if you have what to say, even just thank you for the video. But if you have a question, that's, even better. If you can put in a question, or if you can correct something that I said, or if you have some idea, not even a question, just an idea, like something to add, that's really good. It helps me. If you can do that for me, it'll help me. It'll help grow my channel and it'll help me feel good about what I'm doing. And beyond that also, if you have $2 to $3 to send me on Cash App or PayPal or Venmo or Zelle or Baybox or Bit or any other bank transfers, $2, $3 goes a long way in Israel, And I can use that to buy a beer and get a little drunk and get myself in a good head state. Because I'm not a healthy individual. I'm really not. It's not that I'm an alcoholic and I need alcohol. It's that I'm a sick person and I don't really function very well. I don't function well. But if I put a little bit of alcohol in my system, I start to loosen up a little bit and nice things come out of my mouth. So if you like the things that come out of my mouth and you want to help sustain that and continue that, buy me a beer. It's literally $2 or $3. That's all it takes. $2 or $3, you can buy me a beer. You can send me more than $2 or $3. You can send me like $10 for a box of cigarettes. A box of cigarettes will last me all day. I'll have what to do all day. What am I doing all day? Nothing. But at least I'll have a cigarette to put in my mouth. It's interesting, by the way. You know what cigarettes do? What is cigarettes? Why do we smoke cigarettes? So I think cigarettes is just something we give to the other side to waste. Sometimes you need to waste something and give it to the other side so they leave you alone. The demons, you need the demons to leave you alone, so you give them a cigarette. You smoke a cigarette, you give them some power, and they leave you alone. So in my opinion, smoking is very holy. In my opinion, it's very, very holy. Smoking is very holy. So I think it's also a good cause to pay for my cigarettes. But beyond that, you could send me money so I have food for myself and maybe so I can buy my family something nice. I think I'm a very worthy investment. If you want to give your charity, you're supposed to tithe at least 10%, up to 20% of your income, right? So I invite you to give me part of the 10% that you're giving to your charity. I invite to give to me. First of all, I take precedence because I'm in Israel. Someone in the Holy Land of Israel takes precedence. And also, I don't believe in donating money to organizations. I've plenty of bad history and bad experience trying to get money from organizations or food from organizations. They take public funds, claiming that they help the paupers of Israel. Meanwhile, I've been a pauper in Israel for years, going to these organizations with zero response, zero help. So I really, really don't believe you should give a single penny of your charity funds to any organization. You should not be giving corporations your charity money. It doesn't count as charity. If you want to give your own money, like not your charity money, so that they give you a name and a plaque, fine. But you're not allowed to use, in my opinion, your 10% tithe. You're not allowed to give it to a corporation because they don't give it to the pauper, and they have so much money, they don't need your money. I'm just saying, like URA is a big charity. It's a big non-for-profit officially. They own more real estate than anyone, probably more than Bill Gates. Like, for real, the amount of money that they own in real estate, it's ridiculous. And if you look at all these big Jewish charities like Chai Lifeline, dude, they have so much freaking money, bro. I'm just saying, the Jewish charities and organizations, even the Christian organizations, they don't need your money. They have so much wealth, they don't need it. And they don't hand it down to the pauper on the bottom. So I'm inviting you, if you like my content and you want to help me continue, please, I'm actually begging you, please send me. If you can afford $2, $3, send me $2, $3. If you can afford $2,000, $3,000, send me $2, $3,000. I'm a worthy investment. I promise you, I'm the best spiritual investment you can make with your money. Thank you for watching.